Come on in, tea timers. Come on in. Are you there? It's tea time with Tracy. With Tracy. Come on in, come on in. Come on in, tea timers. It's tea time. Sing with me. Hello. Good to see you. Come on in, come on in. Come on in, come on in. It's tea time with Tracy. Come on in. Come on in, tea timers. Hey, there's my administrator. There's my number one fan, Cynthia Pickens Brewster. Please share. Come on in. Yes. Sing with me. Come on in. Yes, I'm a little late, but I'm glad you're here. Come on in. Glad you're here. One more time. It's tea time with Tracy. Tea time with Tracy. I'm okay. Can you hear me well? No echoes or anything like that? Can you help me out? I'm gonna make sure my technical parts is good. Is that okay? It's tea time with Tracy. Come on in. Let me get your comments. Let me get some hearts. Let me go on the page and see what's going on. I am so glad that you're here with me. Thank you for tuning in. With Tea Time with Tracy. Glad to see you. Sing with me. Come on. Thank you for tuning in. Yes. Thank you for coming in. All right. Let's get this going. Oh my goodness. Come on in. Yes. Thank you. Yes. Share. Thank you. Share with me. Thank you. Share on your page. Yes. Oh, hello there. Thank you for tuning in. Russell. Thank you for tuning in. All right. Is there an echo still now? Is there an echo now? Because I had it on. Is there still an echo? Is there still an echo? Good. Awesome. What I did, I turned the volume down off the phone. So I'm glad that you're here. Yay, it's tea time with Tracy. Share on your page. Let me do some sharing. I'll be with you in just a moment. I'm super duper excited. The Lord is blessing. You'll come on in. It is tea time with Tracy. Let's talk. You see, the topic of discussion, commitment to change for better or for worse. Come on in. Do not hesitate. Please share. I'm glad that you're taking the time to come in. Come on in. I got so much to talk to you about. I'm so excited. Yes, come on in. Let your people know that I am on. Come on in. We're going to go dive right into the topic of discussion in just a moment. I just have to make sure that a particular person asked me to make sure that I let them know that I am on. And I want to acknowledge that I did reach out to them. And so, yes, come on in. Yes. It's good now? Okay, no echo? Wonderful. Yes. Come on in, tea timers. It's Tea Time with Tracy. Come on in. I'm sorry I'm a little late getting on, but I am here. Let's do this. Come on in. Please be sure to share with your people. Let them know that Tea Time with Tracy is on. Yes, 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 yes. I will be with you just in the moment, and then we will go forward as we always do. Yes. So let me want to make sure that I alert my people, and now we can do this. Awesome. So, yes, yes, yes. I'm sorry. I'm still learning how to do this thing here. Thank you, Janetta. Let's see, who do I have? Who do I have? Thank you, Shoshana, for coming on. Thank you, Tia, Jeremiah, Sandy, Maxwell, Curtis Wright, Janetta Turner, Tanisha, Gallimore, Wanza Leftwich. Bless your lives. Bless your lives. I am glad that you're tuning in. I just wanted to make sure that I take the time out to invite some people, because they told me sometimes they need me to remind them and send them to let them know that I'm on. So I am on. This is Tea Time with Tracy. As you all know, I'm a regular. I come on every Monday at 8 p.m. I've been doing this now for about a year, and it's been really, it's been a blessing to many. A lot of people have been coming on from time to time, and we have been going forward. This is the work of the Lord. As you all know, I do have a book out called An Unbreakable Bond, the Ultimate Mother and Daughter Relationship. And so if you hadn't gotten a chance to get your copy, let me put up my website so that you will be able to get your copy of An Unbreakable Bond. It will certainly bless your life. So be sure to go to the website and try to get yourself a copy. Also, let me just share with you all, as some of you know, I am going to be a grandma again. Well, I'm already a grandma, but I'm going to have another grandchild, and it's going to be a little girl. Oh my God, talk about excited. Yes, I am totally, totally excited about that. Yes, I am. I have another grandchild on the way in November. Yes. So let me just go right on into, because we're gonna get this topic going. Okay, first of all, let me just say this. Tea Time, for all you newcomers that are coming on. Thank you, Tanisha. Thank you. For your newcomers that are coming in, that are tuning in. Tea Time with Tracy. What we do here, we come together and we have different types of discussions. It's all about where we come together to encourage and to admire one another, to assist each other, relating to our relationships, and to create unbreakable bonds. A lot of times when you hear the word tea, people say, let's spill the tea. That's normally something on a negative. Thank you, Siobhan, for Sharon Victorious, for tuning in. A lot of times when people say, let's spread the tea, let me give you the tea, it's something that is negative. And that's not what we do here. This is nothing negative. Nothing negative is here on this timeline. Not at this live. This live is about encouraging, building, and us working together and helping one another. That's what we do here with Tea Time with Tracy. And we inform each other, we inspire, we do what we need to do to help each other build the relationships that we have, be it with our marriages, with our daughters, with our spouses, our sons, our siblings, even when it comes down to business partners. Relationships are very important, and it's all about building a bond, creating an unbreakable bond. Thank you, Glow, for tuning in. That's what it's all about here. And so I want you to know that on this forum, on this type of live, you're allowed to, when the topic begins, you're allowed to write what your comments are, and I express your comment, I bring it up, and then what we do, we go back and forth. We have a dialogue. It's not just a live where you're just going to hear me talk. No, what we're going to do, we're going to dialogue with one another, because my information can help you and then your information can help me, and then somebody else that's on this timeline or someone that comes in will be blessed by what you have to say. There's no big I's and there's no little U's on this live. On this live, we are one for all and all for one, because that's what it's all about. That's how we're going to make it. We make it through unity, relationships, bonds, creating bonds that is unbreakable, friendships unbreakable, marriages unbreakable. And how do we do that? We communicate. We speak to each other. We talk to each other. This is how we do. Thank you, Sharon, for joining in. And so let me explain also. I just want to take a moment before we get onto the topic and for, like I said, for some of the new timers that are coming on, someone asked me, says, well, I understand that you have written your book, but what makes you so you're able to do this live? And like, where do you get your inspiration? And how is it that you're so able to encourage the people the way that you do? And this is what I tell them. First of all, let me give you a little history about me. I am 53 years of age. I am the youngest of 6 children. I was once married and I am now divorced. I was married at 21 years of age. I had my daughter at 25. I was married 4 years before I had a child. My daughter is now 28 years old. She is married. She has a little boy now, and she has a child on the way. Been married once to one man. She's been together with him for 8 years, and they've been married, I believe, 5 of those years. I have siblings that are older than me, and every last one of my siblings were also married, and all of us have our children from our spouses. My parents, my mom and my dad, my mom married my dad at the age of 18, and she stayed married to him for 48 years until her passing at the age of 66. My mom was the youngest of 13 children, and every last one of her siblings were also married, and they had marriages that lasted until they deceased. So I'm just letting you know the background that I come from. I want you to know that I do know about marriages. I do have family members that have their own businesses. I have mine I'm creating. My daughter has hers that she has an online business. My son-in-law is in the military. My son-in-law is into real estate. I too was in real estate. There's so many aspects of the things that we discuss regarding relationships. I can speak to you about relationships. I've been married. I've been divorced. I've been engaged. And I'm single, and I'm over 50 years old, and I have a little bit under my belt here. If you don't, I just want to let you know that. And I come from a history of marriages. I come from a history of schooling. I was a valedictorian of my in junior high school. I have some education. I'm also in school right now. I am a social worker. So I kind of just want to share with you a little bit for those who may come on later on and might want to know where she come from. I'm also a minister in my ministry. I've been in the ministry that I attend. I've been there now for 22 years. The doors of the church opened in 1998, and I've been there ever since. I have not been to any other ministry. That is the ministry that I entered, and that is the ministry that I remain. I know about commitment. I know about faithfulness. I have some things, and I understand how things can go well and how things can go wrong. Hello, India. Thank you for tuning in. So I just want to give you a little background. Is that okay? Can I get some hearts? Can I get some hearts? I just want to let you know that. And then again, like I said, and it started from the book. You read my book, you'll know all about me. Get an Unbreakable Bond, the ultimate mother and daughter relationship. Did I explain that well? Please let me know. Please, please. Hello, Natoya. Thank you for tuning in. So I just wanted to share with you. I know what it's like to be in a marriage. I know what it's like to be single. I know what it's like to raise a child with a husband. And I know what it's like to raise a child without a husband. So I have a little bit, a little history there. So just want to let you know, okay? And so is that okay? Is that okay? Okay, so that leaves me. Hello, Cousin Carnell. Thank you for tuning in. So I just want to put that out there for those who may not know who I am and from whence I've come. I have been known throughout the years. Thank you. Thank you, Sharon. I have been known throughout the years for that the young people, particularly a lot of young ladies, will contact me. They will call me on the phone. They even visit me. They inbox me. I mean, I've been doing this for years where they've asked me about my relationship with my daughter. My daughter and I, we have an unbreakable bond. Hello, Joanne. Thank you, Sharon. You just blessed my heart. My daughter and I, we have a bond that I call it an unbreakable bond. If you get my book, you'll hear so many of the stories, so many tidbits in there that would be helpful to you, not only when it comes down to raising a daughter, but there's some tidbits about things that I experienced with my marriage, some things I experienced when it came down to death, when it came down to divorce, when it came down to homelessness, and so many things you will find in my book. But the matter of the topic of discussion on tonight, I just want to put that out there to everyone who will come on trying to figure out where she come from. I just wanted to let you know from whence I've come, that I'm really not new to this, but I am really true to this. So I just want to let you know that. And so bless your life. Thank you, Joanne Ham, for tuning in. Oh, my other administrators here. Alicia, thank you, Carl, for tuning in. You all are really blessing my life to see you here, taking the time to be with me on Tea Time with Tracy. So the topic of discussion on tonight, this is a part 2. It's called Commitment to Change. Okay, so commitment to change, for better or for worse. On last week, we had some really, hello, Sandy. We had some really good comments that came in from our tea timers relating to the topic of discussion. Hello, Veronica. And I want you to know that I am very personable. I believe in acknowledging the people that take the time to come on the live, not to take away from the topic matter, not to take away from what we're doing, but I think it's important if people consider to take the time to be with you, the least you can do is acknowledge them. And when we get flowing with the comments, of course, I'm going to have to limit it a little bit because we'll be flowing into the topic. So the thing is that I want you all to understand that it's regarding commitment to change, for better or for worse. Alicia, my administrator, and Montrese Brewster, these two are my administrators. So y'all want to reiterate some of your topics or comments that you made last week, that would be great. But I'm going to try to bring it out, and maybe we can take it from there. And even you, Tanisha, because you had some really good points. But Alicia made a point last week. I thought that was really great that I want to bring back to the table. Okay, so we were talking about what happens when, because we want to build our relationships, okay? And that could be either in partnership, like I said, it could be your partnership at work, just work relationship, colleagues, all that relationships, because we're Christian based. And we know that there's an enemy after our soul, and he does not like relationship in any aspect. Wherever there is unity, he's going to always find his way to rear his head, to cause some chaos or cause distress, where we're not able to have the relationship that God had ordained for us to have. And so what happens is he can't do us no harm, but he can get us to do harm to ourselves. Can I get some hearts on that? And so what he does is he'll get us to get into our feelings. We begin to get into our feelings about, oh, well, he's this or she's that. Or we talk about my boss is this and my boss is that. Or my mom is this or my dad is that. And before we realize it, we had issues with one another that we wouldn't ordinarily, it really is something minor. Because at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, God forbid something happened, all of those issues were of non-report. So this is why I say thank you, Jane Rowland. Thank you for tuning in. So that's why it's important that we understand about relationships. Relationships are important. Relationship with your children are extremely important. And I speak a lot to the mothers, and specifically the reason why I say mothers. Now let me understand, let's say this. Men, you are welcome to comment at any time. You are always welcome here. Everyone's comment is welcome here. Just don't do anything negative, because we don't do anything on negativity. But when I said I speak a lot to the mothers, because mothers, we are the gateway to the future. We are the nurturers, right? And so because we are the nurturers, what happens is that we are the ones that what we see is what we have put into the children. Our children are our future. So if the mothers, remember, everyone that's a mother was once a daughter. Every mother was once a daughter. You agree with me on that? Hello, Maddie. Hello, Laverne. Thank you for tuning in. Every mother was once a daughter. Every daughter may not be a mother, but every mother was once a daughter. All right. And so I want you to understand that there's very important that so our relationships, mother and daughter relationships, plays a role on how we raise our children. And then how we raise our children plays a role on how the relationships that they begin to have because they follow behind us. Am I right? And so what happens is if we have issues with not knowing how to do self checks, because I think we brought that up last week. Self checks are very important. A lot of times I believe that our issues with one another isn't so much about the other person, is more or less about us doing a self check with ourselves. With ourselves. Alicia Kears brought up a comment last week, and she says about, I think what she said was, what happens if what was it? I had it in my mind. I said I was going to bring it up because I thought it was so good. She says, what about in a relationship, and that's any relationship, be it, she didn't say this, I'm paraphrasing, but in marriage or even on your job, what happens if the new you isn't enough? Like it's not enough or it's not acceptable. What do you do? What's the accept? If it's not accepted. And so what I mean by when you do a self check, I hope you kind of remember, Alicia, if you can put it up there. She said I said so much last week. She did. But I like that particular part because I said sometimes, like on a job, sometimes the responsibility on your job, you can be on a job and you have a particular position. And as you on and anything with years, when years add on, time goes by, things change. Change is good. You're supposed to change. Nothing should remain the same. Change is important. Change represents progress, even if you don't like it, but it's always for the good. So the thing about change is when you're on a job and you can have 30 years on a job, when you came in on that job, trust me, even if it's the same position, that position has changed along the years because time changed, technology changed, and you as a person change, the company grows. So there's different things that come with that. So that's the same thing in relationships. You cannot expect your relationship to remain the same. Now, the thing about the changes, are you going to let it be a change for the better? Or are you going to let it be a change for the worse? Because what happens is you can make a change and then the change can be for the worse. And you wind up destroying instead of building and creating a bond. So we're talking about the commitment to change. She says, okay, let me put it up. I'm going to show her comment. All right. Right. Exactly, Alicia. What about this? So what happens if it's no longer acceptable? The you is no longer acceptable. What happens then? And so what I was saying is that it's important. I'm leaving it up there so everyone can respond to that message that she written there. She was asking, what if that is no longer acceptable in that season you're going on in now? And the thing about it is that, well, then you have to adapt yourself and become what that season is. It's just like when the season changes. We got 4 seasons in a year, quote unquote, but you can't wear your summer clothes in the winter time and think that you're going to be warm or you're not going to feel the change. If it's cold outside and you got summer clothes on, you're going to feel it. You're going to feel it. Well, that's the same thing on your job. If you're not in a loop and you're not keeping abreast with the changing of times, then you're going to feel it. Exactly, Sharon. Make some adjustments. Adjustments are good. It's okay to make adjustments. And thank you, Sharon. Let's acknowledge Sharon. She is a new tea timer. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, coming. Oh, my cousin Carnell, thank you for thank you. Thank you. Yes. Um, yes, Montrese, I like what you just said. Also, exactly. The challenge of the change, because that's another thing I said. The challenge, like there's challenges in relationship, and the challenge in a relationship is to change. And some people don't want to change. People want to remain the same. And you can't remain the same. Everything grows. That's just like with children. If you're in a relationship for 12 years, that relationship should not be as if you were in your relationship for 2 years. You see? I mean, that's just like, would you expect a 12-year-old to act like a 2-year-old? I think not. I think not. So the relationship, there ought to be a signs of growth in a relationship. And that, quote unquote, that goes for jobs and even with your family. Even with your family, there ought to be changes. Yes, that was the question. The question was, what happens when the me that was is no longer acceptable in the now? Yes, that's exactly what she was saying. Okay. Woo. Oh, here we go. Here we go. I think we may be in overdrive tonight. Here we go. Did you see what Alicia put up? Hello, Jose. Thank you for tuning in. Oh, thank you for yes. So it's not easy to change when you don't have the tools or the knowledge to change. And so this is where the self-evaluation comes in. This is where the self-check comes in. That's all. Stop, get a hold. First of all, let's just take work for instance, because I want to go there, because a lot of times people, when you mention marriages and relationships, and sometimes it's not personal, but I want to let y'all know the similarities. They really go hand in hand. You can see one from the other. And if you can look at it from one way, then you put it the other way, and you find out to see that there's a balance, that there's a medium, right? So what happens is, exactly, because growth stimulation, it ought to be, you evaluate and you acknowledge, okay, let's take on your job. Okay, I've been on this job for 10 years. Okay, and I've been doing the same thing. I want to grow. I know there's room for growth. I know there's opportunity. I know I need to show that I'm in this, that I represent this company. I work here. I'm a part of this company. I put my time in. And so I'm not going to let it go. I'm going to get my worth. I'm going to get my value from this time that I put in. So when I see that it looks like things ain't happening too well at this company, people like to jump ship and go to another company. But this company carried you for 10 years. And you know this company has the ability to take you far. You know it has it. What are you doing? Hello, Overseer Wallace. And so what you do is you have to recognize, okay, so how can I become a better asset? How can I make this better? How can I be with to help this company from falling apart? What can I do? And so then that's what I'm talking about. Montrese says, oh, here we go. Montrese says some people are afraid of change, especially if it's what they're used to. And this is the thing. This is why we have to, when you remember, we are better together, hands down. We're better together. And sometimes, okay, the company, let's just say your company may not recognize that you're feeling away and that you're a little off, which is the same thing in a marriage. Your spouse may not even recognize that you're feeling a little way and you're feeling a little off. or with the batter. So that's when you have to come together and you have to lay, because everything is in presentation. Just like on your job, is when you deserve a raise, or it's all in the presentation. If your spouse is things are out of order and things are out of whack, you got to present that thing to him. He's got to present that thing to you. You can't just take it and just throw it at him. You got to work this thing, and y'all have to present it. Okay, Alicia says, "Ooh, did y'all see that? Ooh." Now, see, this is the thing. Sometimes when people aren't accustomed, this is what pretty much what Montrese was saying. People are not used to acknowledging anything about this. They haven't been taught. They haven't been. So you may have to be the person to direct them to see the mirror, to see themselves in the mirror. And it's all in how you do it. First of all, people have to feel, even spouses don't always feel safe with each other, with themselves. And that's really we need to try to figure that out. But what happens is, when a person don't see their wrong in their actions, it is always, I don't know. I found that, I remember, let me just share with y'all a little bit real quick. Hold your comments just for a moment, because I don't want a whole lot of them going through. Just you can write them, but just don't sit it yet. Hold it. With my daughter, Cola, when I was raised, and I believe this may have something to do with it. When my daughter, I used to say to her, she'd say, "Mommy, can I go to so-and-so house? Can I stay at their house? I hope this relate." And I said to her, "Sure, but let me ask you, if I was to go to that person's house and you know me, will I be comfortable with having you there?" And she would turn around and say, "Never mind, I don't want to go." And sometimes you can't just tell a person you wrong, and you know you wrong, and you give them a scenario to look at it, to make the decision. Sometimes you can guide a person and making the right decision without forcing them, if that makes sense. Yes, Alicia, I love that. Yes, change can break generational curses, choices, and behaviors. That's why it's important to make them. Sharon says, "Ooh." Yes, Sharon. Yes. I'm going to read hers. I know y'all can see, but I want to read it. Yes, but if you want change, you cannot do the same thing that you've been doing to get different results. You need to take inventory of yourself first. Exactly. But the thing about that, Sharon, is Alicia was saying, what if the person sometimes do not see the wrong? They haven't even they refuse to do an evaluation of themselves or self-check. But this is where if it's a relationship, then somebody has to stop and have a level mind and not be so caught. If you recognize that you might, at this particular time, you might be the strongest person to see the course and see the path that you're traveling on, and understand that we're on our way into a pit. You can see the pit straight ahead, and this person is walking with their eyes wide open, eyes shut, eyes wide shut. Their eyes are open, but it's shut to what's ahead of them. You have to be the one to redirect them. Alicia, I like this, what you said here too. Sometimes we are our worst enemies. Oh, we are. I am guilty. Trust me, I am guilty. I have said many a times, wow, 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 wow. Had I thought differently, but you learn as you go. And sometimes your environment and the people that are in your world. And again, you can only go as far as you know, but it's also, you have to allow yourself the ability to open yourself up for new information. new information. Alicia said, she's studying generational curses. I really don't know if it's a curse or a choice. Ooh, my God, this is good, y'all. This is really good. Studying You know what? There is such a thing as generational curses. I was speaking to a young lady about that. There is such a thing. Sometimes you can look at the history of the family. You can look at your family line and you can see the history. And then you can also see when it began sometime, depending on your family structure. And then you can also you'll see the difference between a curse and a choice. Because if you look at this person, okay, out of everybody in your family, I gotta be guilty. Can I be transparent for a moment? Like I said, I come from a family of 6. My siblings, they all have bought homes or co-ops stuff. Me, I didn't do that. I had the money. I didn't have the mindset. I wasn't thinking about owning. I wasn't thinking on that level. I just didn't think about it. Now, I was privy to it. I personally just never made that decision to do it. My siblings, they had houses. They took the time to do it. I didn't do it. But at this age of 53, here I am. I have now come to the decision that this is what I want to do now. I want to be an owner. I want to own something of my own. Some people, it takes a little longer. It takes a little longer, and that's why we cannot count people out. Hello, Ida. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. Montrese says, what if I can't see the me that you see? What if you see something that I can? Whoa, exactly. Sometimes, how about doing that? How about taking the time with your spouse or with your boss and say, listen, what do I need to do to improve so that I can get the position that I so desire here? I love my company that I'm with. I appreciate what you are to me. I appreciate what we've done. How do I improve myself so that I can be a better asset to you? How about we sitting down with each other and say, hey, babe, how can I be a better asset to you? How can I improve so that we can be better, so we can get better, so we can do better, so we can go further, so we can be a little more joyful, a little more happy? How about that? Sometimes all it takes is a dialogue like we're doing. What if I can't see the me that you see? Okay, I don't see what you're seeing about me, but I trust you enough to know that you love me and that you're going to guide me and you're not seeing anything of error or negative just so for the sake of, but you want us as well as I want us. That's what you do. And if you see something, then show me how can I do better with this. Janetta says she's guilty of this. Okay, you guys are really out. Y'all really blessing me. I'm glad. Is this good? Can I get some hearts? Can I get some hearts? You all know I love the hearts. The hearts warm my heart. And it makes me know that you're really enjoying what we're doing here. So I appreciate all of you for tuning in with me on tonight. This is Tea Time with Tracy, and we're dealing with the topic of commitment to change for better or for worse. Veronica, what did you say? Okay. Awesome. Thank you for tuning in, Veronica. Hope to see you next Monday. Montrese said, where did I skip? I skipped Alicia. Ooh, true. Exactly. Sometimes, my first lady always say, you get what you get when you do what you do. And it's pretty right. Exactly. Tea timers are trying to be better. Oh, that's all. Just trying to be better. That's what we're doing here. Tea times, we all about encouraging, building, and being able to express ourselves. Everyone doesn't have a platform. Everyone do not have an opportunity where they're able to speak with someone who is not going to be one-sided, or knowing that, hey, it's really, let's see how we can perceive this thing on another note. It's not all about you, it's not all about me, but let's see if we can look at this thing on another level. And perhaps a comment may have been made where we're able to say, you know what? I thank you for hearing that from Alicia. Thank you, Martrice. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you, Alicia. Thank you, this one. You're able to do that. I skipped a lot. Martrice said I skipped a lot. Okay, let me see. Before Alicia, or let's go back to. Oh, I was going to get to that one. Okay, let me see what this one was. Okay, Alicia was talking about that. So the next one is you, Montrese. Ooh, my goodness, my goodness, my goodness. Pause, everybody. Pause just for a moment and check that out. If you're being told, yeah, you said this last week, and this is my comment. If you're being told that a change is needed, be it by your employer or your spouse or your sibling or your sister or your children, you have got to make that change, period. Because you have to know, for every action, there's a reaction. And for every non-action, there's going to be a reaction for the non-action. Oh, oh. You have to pay. That's why we have to stop and say, how should this be handled? Okay, wait a minute. He done said this to me 3 times in a month. My boss done wrote me up 4 times in a month. Hello? Time to make an action move. Time for an action move. Very good, Montrese. Very good. Okay, I'm trying to move along because I want to get y'all. I'm so appreciating y'all. Can I get some hearts? Can I get some hearts? Exactly. With a job, before warning comes, before termination. They're going to give you, normally they give you 3. They give you write-ups. You get written up. That doesn't happen in your relationship. You're not getting written up. Wanda said, oh, good to see you. We expect people to change, but sometimes we don't give them the grace or the environment to do so. Ooh. And this is the key thing. This is very key right here. Expectation. We must always consider ourselves as we consider someone else. Give someone else the leverage that you want for yourself. Don't be conditional to them. Don't cut things off. Give the leverage. Sharon says, so true. Oh, whoo. And sometimes, this is good. Did you see what Wanza said? We have to understand when it comes down to this change thing. Sometimes that's what it is. All it requires is patience. Do you got a little patience? Woo! Boom, Montrese. Boom. Rule of thumb. We have to try to be accountable. Thank you, cousin. Affirmative. He has said all facts. I try to make sure I get everybody up there. But Montrese says, not everyone takes accountability. Accountability is important. You have to be accountable for everything. Everything there has to give an account. You have to give an account for everything. You can't expect everything deserves an account. Yes, Wanda, absolutely. Let me see what Sharon said. But what if Wanda said, But Wanda, what if I have where am I missing? Okay, let me go up. Let me go up because I'm missing something. What did I miss from Sharon? Let me find her. Give me a moment. Oh, wait, I missed Alina. Alina says, learning from your mistakes is important to change. It's important to step out of your comfort zone in order to change in the best way that you can. Yes, Alina, and welcome to Tea Time with Tracy. Thank you. I know you're new. Y'all acknowledge Alina for joining in with us. Thank you. Yes, learning from your mistake is important for change. But we were talking about this is topic of today is commitment to change for better or for worse. And what happens is a lot of times people to do that, you have to do a self check. Self check is important. And a lot of times, if people don't want to do that, and we're trying to figure out how is it that we can get each other to see that we can make these changes and be in the comfort zone to do that. Exactly. I'm just flowing through because you all are really hot tonight, and I don't want to miss anyone. And my cousin says, what did you just say, Carnell? You said that saying, you can't teach an old dog new tricks is real. Oh, it's true. But sometimes, you may have to just take a little time because I've seen dog that's a saying, but I do believe that, there's always room, even if it's at the last leg, you know, there's always sometimes room for people to make change. Let me see where we're at. Wanza said we have to be led by God. Oh, I gotta hear what Montrese read. And she said, you learn to grant grace. Ooh, now here we go with God. Exactly. Exactly, Montrese. Exactly. Exactly. We have to remember and be compassionate and understand that we were graced, and so you have to extend, you have to consider yourself. Ooh, Wanza, yes. Yes, 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 yes. Yes. Ooh, y'all bringing it. Hold up, hold up. Ooh, Alicia, yes, that's what I was getting ready to say. Thank you for that. Yes, I think you can teach old dog from tricks. God can change anyone. Anyone can change. But sometimes, like I said, like what Alina said, we have to create an environment. We have to make it comfortable. We have to make it so, okay, per people, we need to know on your job, you need to feel secure on your job that my company got me. If you need to feel that way on your job, you think your spouse don't want to feel secure that you got them? Everybody wants to feel that somebody got me. You got me. Curtis, oh my God. Oh my goodness. Let's come on here now. Thank you guys. Thank you. I'm so glad you're here. Y'all acknowledge Curtis, right? This is an old co-worker of mine, and he's a brother. I appreciate you. Thank you. Boom. Y'all see that, right? You see that what he wrote. Magnificent. Sometimes we have to give them opportunity to process and visualize the change. Because the reason why a lot of people have a hard time change because they can't visualize how am I supposed to be. And that can take me back to let me get to my thought on hello DJ. Thank you for tuning in. Let me get back to my thought about what Curtis was saying about oh my goodness. You have to give them something to visualize. Sometimes they don't. Whew, this is really good. Is this good, y'all? Is this good? Can I get some heart? Can I get some heart? This is really good. Curtis, but I really appreciate that. Yes, we have to be able to give them the process to visualize. That is very important. Ooh, although overseer said, I have to read it. Sometimes we expect too much and often are disappointed. People can change, but must have the will to do so. Do two people walk? Do two people walk hand in hand if they aren't going to the same place? Oh, now let me talk to you about this. Okay. I see what you're saying there, overseer. I see what you're saying. But here we go about expecting too much. Is there really such a thing as expecting too much? If I'm with you, I'm with you. I want better for you. You want better for me. We've come to this place of wanting to do better. We're together because whatever brought, let's just say, if we're going to talk about marriage, for instance, whatever brought us together is the thing that can keep us. What happens is that we fail to grow together. So it happens is one surpasses the other, and the other one just sitting there tweedledum, and they're like, you all the way here, and they're still here, and you're trying to figure out how you still there when we were first walking together. Because I think at the onset, no one took the time to consistently be mindful of each other. We become common with each other. And when we become common with each other, we forget. Just like on your job, you take for granted because you've been on your job 10 years. And well, they know me and this is how I am. And they know how I've been here 10 years. I've been here 10 years. But you've been here 10 years, but you have not tried to improve in any way, shape, form, or fashion while you've been here. You have not tried to be an asset. You have not tried to change what we're trying to do. That's what I'm talking about here. You understand? And so that's that hand in hand. Yeah, we got to go hand in hand, but that's the only way we're going. But at the same time, we got to see how we started out this way. You hired me knowing that I'm able to fulfill a specific duty on this job. And I must own up to that duty. In my relationship, I married you, you married me with the intentions of us combating this life together and to travel the same path and to grow together. Is this good? Am I on point? Are y'all with me? Can I get some hearts? Can I get some hearts? Montrese says, woo, oh, oh. She says, I believe you have to work on yourself before you require someone to change. Fill up your cup first. What overflows is for other people. Work on you and be the change you like to see. Boom. But this is the thing we have to always understand. We are all becoming. I watched Michelle Obama. And she talked about becoming. She was and this is all part of the changing part. Changing for the better or changing for the worse. Whatever we do, we're going to make a change. But what avenue of that change we're going to be on, that's where the choice is with us, Alicia. That's when we decide, Montrese, we make the choice on whether that change is for the better or if it's for the worse. Denise says, I'm gonna go back to Michelle Obama. She said, okay, when she was in the White House, she had to function accordingly and move accordingly. But when she came out of that, she had to become what she needed to become to move to the next level on this phase. We're forever changing and evolving and progressing. Now, some people do get stuck, as First Lady Dr. Cynthia McGinnis mentioned. People get stuck, and there's a way to get unstuck. Denise Wynn says, ooh, yes. She said, changing is a state of mind. Changing is a state of mind. It is. You have to have the mind. The thing about it is, like I was saying, that you have to have you have to want to change. Okay, wait, hold up. Alicia says, yes, the change is in the mind and behavior. Yes. Come on, y'all. Are y'all enjoying Tea Time with Tracy? I'm so happy to have you here with me. I'm so happy that you're here with us. Thank you. Right. But the thing about it is, sometimes we were talking about that. Yes, again, we talk about the mind thing. Okay. Yes, we have to have the mind. But what happens, people can only, sometimes if your environment, how do you know if you're nowhere to see where people are evolving, or you see change, or you're thinking, why do I have to change? What happens when a person feel like, why do I have to change? Because it's not only about you, it's about us. We're in a relationship. We're friends. I'm trying to better my life as my friend and you as my friend. What steps are you taking to better your life? Are you considering better yourself? What do you want for yourself? We ought to be that to one another. How can I help you better yourself? How can you help me better myself? Wanda Lethbridge and I, we have an awesome relationship. We're better. I've been blessed. Overseer, Alicia, Montreal. We Denise. We all here trying to better one another. It's all about bettering ourselves. But there are people who have no one in their world that even consider or think about bettering themselves, or even have a clue about that there's a possibility to do better, that they don't even make the attempt. And so when someone comes to them and saying, yo, I know you're good, but you can be better, it's like an insult to them. So that's why you have to, everything is in the presentation on making that change. I missed some comments, y'all. Forgive me. That's right, Curtis. That's what the Bible says. Exactly, Montre. Sometimes we are our own problem. Thank you, Denise Wade. Thank you, Denise Green. Thank you for tuning in. Oh my goodness, y'all coming on in. I appreciate y'all. I'm overlapping a little because this has been really good. I started getting into the juice of everything a little bit late, but if we have to go a little longer, we're gonna go a little longer. Is that all right? Give me some hearts if y'all are right if I extend it a little longer. I think I'm gonna take it to 9:30, and then I'm gonna be out. Is that all right? What do you think? Exactly, Jeannie. Exactly. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Exactly. Denise Way. Exactly. Change. As I was saying earlier, okay, for all your new tea timers that are coming in, this is Tea Time with Tracy. I come on every Monday at 8 p.m. I've been doing this for over a year now, and what it is, we come together and we have a dialogue, and we have a discussion, a topic of discussion, and then what we do is that we talk about this discussion, and everyone makes their comments, and different ones make their comments, and then what we do, we just interact with one another, because it's not no big eyes here, no little U's. We're a team. We're all about bettering ourselves, bettering our relationships, creating unbreakable bonds with our spouses, even on our jobs, with our family members, with our daughters, our sons, our children, friendships, just relationships as a whole. This is where we talk about relationships and how we ought to better ourselves and how we ought to build them and make them unbreakable, because at the end of the day, there's an enemy after our soul who does not like unity, who does not like relationships, and what he does, he causes chaos. And the way he does it, he allow us to do things and say things to one another, and we wind up destroying something that could be good that God had ordained. So we have to be very mindful on how we handle our affairs with one another. Understood? Great. Okay, so let's get back to finishing our conversation. Please, let me get some hearts. Let me get some hearts. Let me get some hearts. Let me know, warm my heart. Let me know you're there. Let me know you're here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Alicia. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You said a good discussion. Thank you. Elder Overseer. And if the change do not happen, Elena says, okay, I want to stop right there with Elena. I'm sorry, I want to stop right there. She said, it's important to be on the same page. It happens often when a person outgrows the other and the relationship falls apart. And this is the thing, okay? We like to say that we outgrow. How is it that we outgrow a person? What makes that happen? Specifically in marriages, specifically in friendships, and specifically in job. How do you outgrow your position? Okay, for instance, on a job, you can outgrow that position by obtaining more information, by getting a better education, and can change your career. That's different. That's a little different because now you have made a conscious decision. You made a choice to educate yourself so that you can deviate from what you started in so that you can go somewhere else. That's one aspect in one relationship. That's different when outgrown a position that you're working on for the betterment. Okay, in marriage, there should never be such a thing as outgrowing. I don't think that. I believe in my heart to heart is not that we outgrow each other. We become so common with one another and that we disassociate with who and what that other person's supposed to be to us. And because we see ourselves, that's where the me coming at. We forget, we see the me. We see that, well, I'm doing this and I'm doing that and I'm doing this. And the I, the I, the I, the I, the I. And you become so full of the I's that there's no us. And because you done lost the us and all you see the I, that's where the falling apart is. It's not about the outgrown. It's about the selfishness. Yes. Whether he's selfish and not approving, or whether you're selfish and you're just thinking of yourself and you moving right ahead along and you don't care where he's at. That's how I see that. Anybody agree with me? Can I be a little, am I on point or am I off point? It's okay. It's okay. We, like I said, remember what I told y'all, all of our things matter here. Everyone's opinion matter here. Nobody is no wrong and there's no right. It's just like shedding light. Let's shed light for each other because you never know if there's something that someone may be able to use later. Okay. Denise Green said, great dialogue. Thank you. Oh, Denise, exactly. And that's the thing. We have to be teachable. And sometimes your spouse may not want to be teachable. They may not want to be. So that's where then you have to be the teacher. If the one that needs the teaching, then you have to understand, okay, it's my turn to teach him. And then you say, but he's not teachable. Okay. So then let me show him, or let me open him up, or maybe let me guide him. Sometimes it's like I said, I use the thing with Cola, with my daughter. You don't understand. All relationships are really pretty much they're all the same. It all depends on how you look at them. Remember what I was telling you. Let's look at the children. When we're raising children, you can't expect your 2-year-old to do what a 12-year-old is doing. It's not going to happen. You've been married 2 years, and you're looking for him to act like y'all been married for 20. That's ludicrous. I don't think that's fair. Even if they were married before, and even if they're old, like me, when I get married again, I don't care if I have been married before. It's new. I got to know him. He got to learn me, and we got to work this thing together. Exactly. Denise said, no one should outgrow different goals. Okay. Alina said, different goals and different mindset. I'm just moving around. I want to get your message up there. Jeannie said, you might want to better yourself, and sometimes your spouse don't feel comfortable with you doing better. Oh, okay. So That's a whole nother number there, because that's another thing too. That's why we have to consider who we marry. There are things, that's why it's important to be God led. Because you ask God, Lord, is this the man for me? Because God ain't going to give you nothing that ain't for you. But when you start making your own choices, then you got to deal with what you got to deal with. Exactly, Denise Green. Elena said, she said, I was in a marriage for 5 years and the other person didn't want to grow anymore within himself, didn't want to succeed to a higher level and got stuck, didn't want to communicate, didn't want to change for the better as a whole. Okay, so now when that happens, my thing is, okay, now, is it possible? This is the thing, okay, because sometimes I've seen it where they didn't want to grow with you. Because then sometimes they go into another relationship and they wind up doing something with them that you've been asking them to do somewhere along the line, because sometimes we wind up not with who we're supposed to be with because we wasn't allowing God to direct us. And I have to say that I believe that to be sometimes. But then again, at the end of the day, you can't make people do what they don't want to do. But highly, when we must try our best to direct in all aspects of and exhaust ourselves. We must exhaust ourselves and giving ourselves. Like I said, we have to always consider. Okay, what if the table was turned, Alina? What if? What if? What if? What if you were stuck? What I mean, I'm just saying. What if? What the way that? Uh, because again, what makes a person stuck? How did they get there? When we started out, how did they get stuck and we were together? Exactly, Curtis. Lena said it, that's why she left. Love it, Alina. I love it. I love it. I got a lot of comments. Y'all coming through. Can I get some hearts while I go through these comments? Can I get some hearts? Y'all know the hearts warm my heart. Please share on your pages. Please share on your pages. I got a few more minutes here. Please share on your pages. Share this live on your pages. Denise Green, you laughing? Okay. Okay. Woo! Denise way hit her on the head. Sometimes people get distracted. You don't know who's in that person's ear. You don't know where they're at. I heard a preacher says that, especially when it comes down to men, at least, that they change in 10-year, 10-year spaces. Like it's like every 10 years, the man is evolving into something. So, I'm just saying that's what they said. Montrese says, I got to read it. I saw somewhere most of the time we are transitional. We either let people see what they don't want in a relationship or what they do want in a relationship. The problem is, should we as women or men wait patiently for them to figure it out? At what point is enough is enough? Ooh, okay. This is a thing. Who said anything about waiting? My thing is, we're in this together. We're in this together. We're walking together. Um, Overseer, I don't know about the waiter. Let me go back to Montrese. Let me go back to Montrese because that was really good. Where you at? Where you at? Right here. At what point is enough is enough? The problem is, should we as women or men wait patiently for them to figure it out? This is the thing. That's why this is where my thing is. I believe that we should, if we're walking, if two, as overseers said, if two are walking together, can two walk together unless they, like, can two walk together unless they agree? If we're starting out on the path together, we started out together. We're walking. We said, we're going to do this. How do we start out like this in unity and then wind up here? What happened along the way? What got into the mix? How was it that we departed? And I tell you, in my hearts of heart, I believe the biggest problem with relationships is that we become common. Because anything you become common with, you just disregard. Oh, oh, and we are flesh and we need to be nurtured. Women need to be spoken to and feel the love. Men need to be respected. If we're common with each other, I'm not trying to feel you. And if we're common with each other, I'm not trying to respect you. All I am doing, I'm in my locked into my mode. And that's where the issues comes in at people. It's really a simple thing, but we look at so many other things and we make it a really, and it's just simple, common. God, we are special in God's sight. Therefore, we ought to be special to each other. And because we make each other so common, we find out we lose out because of the commonality. And it becomes unendurable, unbearable, because you become common. Think about it. Think about it. Let's even talk about dishes. Let's talk about your silverware. Your china, you treat it special. Your common dishes, you toss them in the sink in your kind of way. And they're adorable, but you just toss them. They get cracked, they get chipped, and you use them daily. You don't even take into account that these dishes are the things that keep putting this meal, get you able to put your good meal on that plate. But yet, you treat it so common and you just toss it in the dishes, in the sink. But your china, you handle it carefully. You value it. It's special to you, and you treat it as it's special. But anything that God gave you ought to be treated as special. You shouldn't make it common. That's me. And I'm just going to let these messages come up there. Y'all keep on talking. Exactly, Jeannie. Exactly. I hear you, overseer. Woo, y'all on a roll tonight. Y'all on a roll tonight. I'm so glad y'all tuned into Tea Time with Tracy. Y'all be sure to come back on next Monday now. Y'all be sure to come back. Y'all be sure to come back. I just want to put your comments up. I want so I can see what you said. Oh, Denise said they got the itch. Oh, yeah, sometimes that happens. Ah, you see, that's so I am correct about the being. I'm looking at your comment, Alina. Yeah, it's about becoming common. That's what happened. Overseer said you can outgrow someone. Ooh, come on here, y'all. Y'all talking right. That's a good one. Overseer said we might be in this together, but we are not together. We started together, but we became divided when we started. Oh boy. All right. Exactly. Well, Alina asked a question. She said, "What happened?" Because remember, this is about all relationships. Remember, we do relationships. I associate them on every aspect, not just only dealing with just with men and women and marriages, but I kind of I like to balance them. I like to see them in a way when even relation to relationship with partners and work and things like that, and even with siblings for that matter. I mean, it's just like you said, what if a man tells his woman that he shouldn't remind her all the time that he loves her and appreciates her? I mean, it's just like, you got some people who raise in a family where the mother don't tell them that they love them at all, but you know your mother love you. So do your mother have to tell you she love you all the time? See, it's those kinds of things. It's like, is just because he's your man that he got to tell you he love you all the time? Because what if you have a mother who never tell you that she love you, but you know she love you? I'm just saying that's just another way to look at it. See, that's why everything is all in the perception and how we perceive a thing. Kimberly said, I believe in a healthy, long-lasting relationship where there is respect, loyalty, and love. Exactly. Everybody deserves that. We deserve that. And we ought to be the first partakers in giving it. That everything that we want, we ought to first be the first partaker in giving. Like I always bring up what my mom said. Thank you, Jeannie. I remember my mom. I tell you, when I got my divorce, my mom said, I brought it up last week. My mom said to me, she said, I made a vow to your father. I made a vow to God that I was marrying, that I was going to be, that she married my dad. You know, she made a vow to. She said she had to keep her vow. She had to keep her vow. So I see the people are fading out now. So I'm going to, yes, she had to keep her vow. You know, and she kept her vow. And I was like, wow, wow. I said, because the Bible tells us it's better to have not made a vow and break it than to make. It's better not to make a vow and break it, right? So Alicia said, we as people are very conditional. You can't get rid of your kids, but you'll get rid of your spouse. We'll get rid of the spouse, but stay on the job that you're not appreciated. Oh, boom. That's it. I don't know how to peg that one. How do I peg that? I got to peg that. How do I can't even, ooh, yes. I got to stop and like it myself. Yes. That is the point I'm trying to make right here. And we mustn't be like that. We must, it's like, how is that we can deal with the job? That's why I kept associating the job to the relationship. So we can get another way of seeing that. You got to see another way of seeing that. You see, we would stay on a job where we're not appreciated at, but we are towards our spouse that God gave us. Instead of, I'm just saying, I don't know. That did something for me. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but that one right there, a whole lot of everything y'all saying is awesome. But that was for me. That was for me. That one right, that was for me. And I wish I would have thought about it like that. I wish I would have thought about it like that. Okay. Uh-oh. I'm going to go to Pastor Wallace and Overfield Wallace because I saw what she just wrote. Woo, y'all are awesome tonight. I am so loving you guys. But I got to get ready to go because I'm in my grandson's room. It says, love is an action word. Cynthia says, it's showing me is what tells me how you feel about me. Exactly. Some people, love is an action word. And like Nene said, love is an action word. And Cynthia says, showing me is what tells me how you feel about me. Yes, I'm going to have to shut down, y'all. Overseer said, you cannot keep a vow by yourself. No, you cannot, but you got to give an account for the vow that you kept, that you made. That's what she was trying to tell me. you know. And if he ain't beating you and he ain't stealing and, you know, all these things, so you need to find a way. But then again, like you said, if you can't make it, you can't make them stay. And I don't believe in forcing nobody to stay. But there's always, there's just I just remember that with my mama. I remember her saying that to me. Um, Alicia said, "There's a difference between knowing you're loved and feeling the love." Ooh, oh my goodness, you guys are y'all hot tonight. Tea time with Tracy. Oh, overseer responded to me about the one that you said. She said, "You stay on a job even you're not appreciated because you have to pay your bills." I got you. I hear you. I hear you. But I hear you. That's good. Kana said that's why the divorce rate is 50% because taking a vow to God is not serious to half of Americans. Ooh, y'all on it. That's right. You can't get rid of the kids. We forget our oath with God. Yes, yes, yes. You know, and we got to understand he was patient with us. He was compassionate with us. He gave us grace. He gave us mercy. We every day we got something going on. Listen, I got to go, y'all. I got to go. This has been really awesome. There go Jeannie. Okay, y'all from the same crew. Kimberly Wallace and Jeannie Brown. I'm sure y'all on the same page there. Yeah, just don't throw them away. Give them a chance. Give them a chance. You know, give them the chance that you so want for yourself. Okay, I'm gonna leave with Montrese's remark. She said, I'll say this, you can't escape from a prison until you realize you are in one. Oh my God. People who have chosen to live within the limits of their old beliefs continue to have the same experiences. It takes effort and commitment to break old patterns. And I'm going to end there. Ooh. Oh my goodness. Tea time with Tracy tonight was absolutely magnificent. Magnificent. This was Tea Time with Tracy, Part 2, Commitment to Change for Better or for Worse. I want to say thank you to each and every one of you who took the time to tune in with me on tonight. Please let me get some hearts. Let me get some hearts. You know, the hearts were my heart. I just want to say thank you. This topic, Commitment to Change for Better or Worse, was magnificent. Let me get some hearts. Let me give you a last minute, you know, just your hearts in the comment spot and, you know, do something. Let me know, you know. And so we're going to be back on next Monday. As y'all know, Monday at 8 p.m. is my slot. I thank you all for taking the time to be with me on tonight with Tea Time with Tracy. I pray that you were blessed by it. And for anyone that decide to come on and do a report, I'm asking of everyone, please, 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 please share this live on your page. Please, I believe someone will be blessed by it. Your comments have been a help to someone. It's been a help to me. And I've taken in all that you all had said because, again, you never know who you're going to bless and whose heart is going to be blessed by it. And, again, we are helpers of one another. And as you all know, this is Christian based, and I do nothing. Everything that I do is do because of God, been God led. Yes, I've written a book. Please, please, please. Oh, let me also remind you. Oh my goodness, I forgot to put it up there. I am doing July 1st. Matter of fact, that's next Monday, right? We will be doing the drawing. We're gonna do the spin the wheel. Well, not spin the wheel, but we're gonna do the drawing for the $200 grocery giveaway. I want to talk about that real quick before I hang up. The grocery giveaway, Tea Time with Tracy. We believe in helping families. We believe in relationships. We're gonna be doing things that's gonna be a benefit to the family unit, to spouses, to your job, to whatever it is that you're doing. That's what from fathers and sons, mothers and daughters, families. So what we're doing a grocery giveaway. All we're asking that you can donate. Yeah, well, it's $10, like a raffle type thing. That you cash at me the $10 that you can see down there in my cash app, and your name will be added onto the list. And what happens? It's going to be a spin wheel. And I'm going to do it on July 1st after my lives. Well, my live is on Monday. Normally Mondays at 8 p.m., but I'm doing a special live on July 1st, which is going to be for this drawing. So if you haven't did your Cash App, be sure to send me the Cash App for $10 so your name could be in it. It's $200. Listen, the 4th of July is right around the corner. You want to get some, your burgers or whatever. You want to barbecue. Listen, T. Thomas is going to give you $200. We're going to Cash App you $200 for you to get your groceries. That's what you're going to do. And then in upcoming months, I got something to have in mind for in honor of our brothers. I want to do something where it come down to the bills. Well, I'll talk to you all about that, but let's just handle this matter. Please, 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 please submit your Cash App of $10 so that your name can be on that list. I'm going live on July 1st to do this. Okay? And I want you to be a part of it. And this is on from Tea Times with Tracy. Also, so please come back on next Monday and we will talk then, right? So let me just say this. I believe in the Lord Jesus Christ, for he is the author and finisher of my faith. I believe that the Bible tells us no man cometh unto the Father except by him. And if anyone who is on this live or anyone who comes on this live, if you did not accept Jesus as your personal Savior, I beseech you, I compel to you, I offer him to you. He is a free gift. Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. And I'm telling you, he's been a wonder in my soul. He gets sweeter than the day before. And you could not do anything. I mean, it's the best thing I have ever done in my life was to accept him as my personal Savior. The Bible tells us in Romans 10:9-10, if a man confesses with his mouth and believe in his heart that Jesus died and God rose him, you shall be saved. That's all it takes. It's a faith move, and believe and understand. We have faith the size of a mustard seed. You can speak unto this mountain to be thou removed and be cast into the sea, and doubt not in how God will do it. So I just want you to know that it's just that simple. Accept him today. Accept him today. You have nothing to lose, but you got everything to gain. Gain the whole. This is there was a song that used to say, "Gain the world, but give me Jesus." I'll take Jesus and him alone, because I tell you, he is the way, the truth, and the life. And I want you to know that I don't want you to leave here without understanding the beauty of accepting him in your life. So all you have to do, just say, Lord Jesus, come into my heart. Forgive me of my sins. I accept you as my Lord and Savior. I accept you as my Lord and Savior. I believe that you died. I believe that you rose. And I believe that you rose on the third day. And I accept you as in my life. Just that simple. Amen. Amen. So you all be blessed. And I'll see you all on next Monday. Okay? And I'll let you know. Talk to you tonight. God bless. Thank you. Tea Time with Tracy. God bless you.